and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Brittany and I'm on a mission to hit 3,000 subscribers, so make sure you click that button below. I would appreciate it. So I'm actually going to do what I would classify as an interesting video, and I hope you guys find the same with this. So a long time ago, I had a comment where someone goes, how do you find the left chest if you don't have your hoop master? And I thought, well, that's a really great question, because normally when you watch a lot of crafters, they'll kind of just do the eyeball method. And so I figured, okay, what happens if you don't want to do the eyeball method? What happens if you don't have the hoop master? What is another source that you can do? So I picked up, I know it's so hard to see, right? It's an acrylic left chest logo finder. I'm so sorry. It does have like a bunch of different numbers on it, and as you guys can see, it's kind of like a measuring tape. And I will have it listed below, but I wanted to compare this with our hoop master. So just out of curiosity, so you guys can kind of see the speed difference between doing this method or doing your big board method. So basically what we are going to do is we're going to determine how long each of them takes, right? Because here's the thing. Depending on how often you are doing left chest logos will determine whether or not it is proper and perfect timing to invest into your board. And the reason that I keep saying that is because it is well over $500, but keep into consideration, it does come with the board, and it also does come with your 5x5 hoop. So I believe it's a package. I'll go ahead and toss it up here with the image and the price just so you guys can check it out. Of course, if you do buy from them, you can use my discount code Designpress for free shipping. If you guys want to use that in case you don't want to pay for shipping, you might as well reap the benefits that I am able to provide. But moral of the story is, what's worth it? If you're doing one-offs and maybe you're doing 1, 2 here and there and not very frequent, maybe go with the acrylic. But if it is something you are going to be doing often, then you might want to invest into your business, which is exactly what I did when I did end up looking into this, because I had like a 30+ t-shirt order and I was like, nope, we're not even starting it until this bad boy comes in the mail. So again, you're going to justify it based off of what you're doing with your specific business. So let's see how long it takes from one versus the other, and let's get into it. All right, now bear with me. I am gonna do my best at trying to keep as much raw footage as possible without trying not to bore you guys. So I've actually done this company's logo before. They've actually just contacted me for some additional shirts. This is the Nike kind of like dry fit shirt that I do pick up. If you guys are interested, there's the code right there to go grab it. And this company personally likes Nike shirts. So awesome. I absolutely love this quality, and it does very good with embroidery, just in case you are curious, but that's not what we're here about. So I am going to go ahead and lay the shirt flat, and we are going to be taking our acrylic piece. Now again, like I said, there is a bunch of different things on here, and I know you cannot read it on my screen because there is a minor reflection from my ring light, so I do apologize. But from what I can tell, obviously this is an adult, and then it does say like men's, ladies, things like that. So this must be like the proper placement of where it's gonna go. And then we also have men and women, it goes over like sizes, things like that. Can you guys see that? And then here it actually says center placement here with an arrow. So that's what I'm going to go off of. Trying to bring you guys in pretty close. What I'm actually going to do, since this is the center placement, is I am going to be sticking this pretty close with the actual V that goes in the neck. Obviously, I'm not putting it down here because that would be out of frame and absolutely ridiculous. So according to this, if I was to go all the way to the top, right, of the neckline, which is ideally in what you want to do, I am using this as my reference point for center for where the V sits. And according to this, my logo placement should be about right here, which to be honest, does not look that bad. Now what I am gonna do from here, because obviously I can't keep this on when I am trying to hoop my product, I am still using my Hoop Master 5x5. I am going to definitely use that, but I'm just gonna grab a piece of tape. This is just painter's tape. I always leave this in my craft room, and I'm actually just gonna place her down right here. So now I know if I remove her, this is where she should go, right? And that is not actually too bad, to be honest. It didn't take me too long in order to find it, but here's where we have to now see how long this is gonna take. I still have to put the backing on, I still have to do the hoop and everything like that. And as of right now, I think we're like 3 minutes in, but I also keep talking, so hold on. So I went ahead and grabbed a couple of my pre-cut, I think these are 10 by 10s. I do have these listed below. I do pick them up from Amazon, so feel free to take a look. And then obviously I have my Hoop Master at 5x5. So I'm sorry, I'm looking at the camera upside down. So that part is on me. So what I'm gonna actually do here is we're just gonna take the backing and we're gonna shove it underneath. So I'm actually gonna come back just a tad just so you guys can see me. So I am gonna take it, shove it underneath. And then from here, we have to just kind of flatten everything out. Because the thing is that we have to make sure that we're still keeping the shirt pretty straight. We're gonna go ahead and stick our piece under there. All right, now this is the tricky part, to be quite honest with you, is we have to make sure that our hoop is straight underneath. And this is where you kind of have to just take your time, to be honest. And this is where a lot of people say that they'll just eyeball it. But again, we already know where like our center point is. We just have to make sure that when we are hooping it, we're actually hooping it straight and not crooked. We also have to make sure that our backing hits all 4, points, because obviously it's going to give it its most stability. And from the looks of it, one is here and one's all the way over here. So as we can kind of, well, can you guys not really tell? I need to shift my bracket over so I'm more in line. And when I'm doing that, I actually notice it's so hard to show you guys. But you guys actually might see, but this is actually crooked. So I have to just, slightly make some adjustments here. Because the last thing I want to do is mess this shirt up and then have to replace it. So as of right now, actually no, I still want to move it over more. All right, now I just want to make sure it's straight. So again, this is where it can get kind of tedious when you're constantly moving it. Now for my bracket, I will be sticking it through the neck hole, so I will be using this as my point. And honestly, this is where you're just gonna have to, actually, this seems kind of too high up because I could feel it. So let's push her down because we wanna make sure that we're trying to get into the center of the hoop as possible, because again, when we're embroidering, we don't wanna get too close to our frame. So this is just the tedious process. All right, so there she is. And again, I am gonna go ahead and leave the tape on here, but now we are nice and secure. So as I mentioned, I still have the tape secured on here. I'm just gonna go ahead and check my bobbin. Oh, she good. And I've already gone ahead, set up the logo, set up the color, so all of that, I don't wanna bore you guys with it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and hoop her on. Again, I still have the tape on because I am going to frame it out. I wanna make sure that we are in line with where we need to be. Perfect, I'm gonna drop her down just a hair. Perfect, perfect. All right, so now I'm gonna bring you in a little closer. So watch, I'm gonna frame her out and we're gonna pay attention to our tape. So she looks really good. Now I am gonna pull off the tape. Be very careful. And from here, away we go. So just got finished. And this is what it looks like still on the shirt, right? So it's not bad. Looks really good. Probably have to just clean it up just a tad. let's go ahead and take it off because that's really, you know, where it's going to determine if it's straight or not. I'm actually just gonna cut this off just so it gives us a better image. Okay, now that our backing has been taken away, again, this is our cutaway. We're not using tearaway because we need something a little thicker. But, oh my God, I'm not joking. I originally thought, oh my God, I put it on the wrong side. I didn't put it on the left. I did, oh my God. It's a long day. It's a long day. All right, so here we are. Of course, it's not that it's not that bad. Sorry, the collar's in the way. So that's where we're at right now. So what is your thoughts in the positioning of it? Of course, I don't wear this tiny size. I think this is a medium. Yeah, so if you were to image me wearing it, it's not that bad. I'm gonna be honest with you. For one-offs, guys, like, it's really not that bad. This is a good little tool to have. Of course, you do have to eyeball it. My thing is that at least you have a better idea of exactly where it's going to go in regards to like placement, and then you do have to eyeball that physical hoop itself. So just kind of keep that into consideration. And I do promise you, practice makes perfect. You guys have to practice with your machine in order to be better at it. That's all I can really suggest. I do see people where they get very, you know, scared or intimidated with the machine. It is very intimidating, which is why I pump out videos like this, because these are the videos that I wish I had available to me. Why do I feel like I'm an attorney doing this? I wish these are the videos that I had coming to me when I was trying to work with my RICOMA, because honestly, guys, it's very, very helpful. And I hope that my knowledge is projecting in these videos. So let's go over to our Hoop Master Mighty Hoop and let's continue this order. So I will leave a timestamp on how long it actually did take me to hoop and do everything with the first shirt. Now we're gonna come over to Betsy. We're gonna use our Girthy Girl, and I love this thing. I will start off by saying I absolutely love it. It is an investment piece, but man, she is worth every dollar. So that I will say. All right, so what we're gonna do is, as you guys, oh yeah, I did. This is what the board is going to look like. This is for your left chest logos. As you guys will see on the board, this says right, this says left, has a bunch of numbers. So it's really hard to kind of mess up with everything going on here. So I'm gonna go ahead and place this on down. I know I keep my left chest at a 6, and there is a little hole right in the center. So I can actually look at these numbers on the board. So we're gonna go ahead and place her on down. I'm so sorry, I can't do anything about my barking dog. Just ignore him like I am. So we are going to go ahead and take the back of our 5x5 hoop. We're gonna place her on down. We're going to take our square. We gotta get him to stop, guys. Like the uno momento. Woosah. Now that he's locked in the room with me. We are going to take our backing. We're gonna go ahead and lock her into place. Now this is the super nice thing, as you guys just watched me do. I know I'm not that close. This will actually hold your backing nice and secure. You can use spray adhesive. You don't have to. It's really up to you. I'm not going to use it specifically because I didn't use it on the last shirt. So I'm trying to leave everything very similar. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and grab my shirt. And all you're gonna do is just stick her in the back. Oh. All right. I don't know what got on this shirt, but let's bring you in closer. So now that you are tied closer to the shirt, guys, this is exactly where I say you're gonna take your time. I'm gonna go ahead and fix my little collar. I am gonna be using, if you can see where it says A all the way to I do use this. Can you even see that? I can't tell, but this is where you're gonna use your center. So again, we are going to take the center of our collar and we're gonna use the line point on the physical machine. This is what I do every single time. So we're just gonna kind of wiggle her around. Again, kind of determine exactly how you wanna place it. Some people will pull it all the way down, which technically I guess is what I normally do. I will pull it all the way down to where the shoulders will hit the shoulders. Basically on the shirt, I'm going to make sure everything is centered. And then I am going to take the top half. You will just pull it, push it right here. And again, as you guys will see, it is floating. So if I need to make any tweaks and adjustments, I will. sometimes I will hold the collar up just ever so slightly when I do press her on down, and there she goes. It's as simple as that. So we're just gonna take her off, and now we can go over to our machine. Okay, so nothing fancy here. We're just gonna go ahead, hoop her on. And the same concept is we're just gonna trace everything out. Perfecto. Let me trace her out one more time. Now I'm gonna probably raise her up just a hair. Better, okay. All right, now we go. And we leave her on until she's done. As you guys see immediately, it is done. So, actually came out really good, as it should, but since the first one did. We're gonna go ahead and do the same thing. We're gonna cut the backing, and there you have it. There is the logo. And again, we'll throw it up here. And let me just move the collar out of the way, but as you guys can see, she looks good. Looks like very similar placement, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the shirts on a hanger. My head's chopped off. Put the shirts on a hanger, I'm gonna put them side by side, and let me know what you guys think. So, off camera, I was kind of looking at them like side by side. So you can tell a slight difference. Maybe you won't on camera, but I can. So again, this is the one that we use with our acrylic, you know, freehand, however you guys want to call it. So when you're looking up close, I'm going to point out the differences. One is obviously it did come a little closer to the V-neck area. And honestly, if you hold it back, you can see a minor like tiny dip in the physical logo. It might not really be that big of a deal once the client has it on their body, you know, and things like that. But just sitting on a hanger, if you're gonna ask me my opinion, this is what I noticed. Overall, the logo obviously did not come out bad, but if you're gonna ask me in reference to it, yes, it sits a little low and it kind of goes just ever so slightly down a little bit, right? Here's the one that we ended up using with our Hoop Master, Mighty Hoop, whichever guys you wanna call it. This one, as you guys can tell, it does sit a little higher up from the neckline. And then also you can definitely tell here, it definitely looks straighter. Again, that's my personal opinion. I'm trying to hold the shirts side by side so you guys can kind of see them, but there they are. And let me know your thoughts. Again, I don't know if you can see them on the camera or not because there's just so much going on that I'm trying to read between the lines. But in person, when I do look at them like this, like I said, it does drip down, it goes down just ever so slightly, so it is something that I'm personally noticing. But again, people who maybe don't do embroidery might not notice it as frequent, but if you're gonna ask me my opinion. So here we are, let me know your thoughts below. I'm really curious, what do you guys do? Do you guys use the eyeball method? Are you guys using the Hoop Master? Are you guys doing the acrylic left chest logo finder? I don't really know what else to call it. I'd be really curious to know what you guys are doing in order to find your left chest logos placement. I'm curious, do you guys do a lot of left chest logo placements? I figured those are actually the ones where I do pretty well and profit-wise because most of the time, well, these I provided the shirts, but most of the times the clients provide me the shirts and then they pay for the logo and then all I'm doing is digitizing them. So I do find those a little bit beneficial, as well as hats, with those are a lot in profit. So just kind of my personal feedback on it. So hopefully you guys did find this video helpful, and we'll see you in the next crafting project. Bye everyone.